This right here, a puppet woman, how she views herself when people. Oh, see, there we go. There we go. See, and this is why I said intervene. I literally said intervene. So this is puppet woman. This would make sense. Um, and that would also kind of make sense for some of the later monsters as well. I don't know what this creature is supposed to be, but it obviously has the like feeling of it's got that whole lust and greed thing going on. We hate this monster because it literally just scutters around on all fours and probably like how she sees most of the guys that like her dad hung around or just guys in general and just how repulsive older men, not teenage boys. These, however, sorry, these, however, are I think the how she feels like everyone is I don't know the same, how they're all like grouping up because there are faces on here. Obviously the female face is on top and the male face is on the other one. You can see skirt, pants. I don't know if that's just how she sees like what everybody does, like everybody's just fucking around with each other basically, and this is just how she views like relationships between like one or more people. I could entirely be wrong. Rye, please don't be afraid to interject and let me know if there's a different viewpoint or if I'm wrong in anywhere. But yeah, this is just what I feel like when it comes to like her seeing people in relationships or like couples or just groups of people together that she feels like are talking shit behind her back and all this other good stuff. It's there's some here in the text. It's somewhere here in the text. That part. No, yeah, that part. It could also be because it is a small town. It definitely is a small town, and there isn't really much room to like have solidarity. So, could also be that. This thing, this thing, this horrendous thing, I feel like is just Hinako's way of looking at what? Uh, childbirth? Like, this is what her perception of I guess how men see women is that they're literally only there just to birth babies as this one just keeps birthing out monsters left and right. It could be that. Keep in mind this is a cultural thing, so like some of it does apply into other places, I guess. um I'm not too sure how to describe this monster. That last one, that's to your the other lady. This is definitely representing a marriage. The mother is carried by the man at yep on the bottom, and yep yep. Ryan and I are definitely we're on the same wavelength. We're on the same wavelength on that one. I'm glad that we saw the same thing there because this is because we have to look at these things from a perspective of one, a woman, and I'm quite sure the majority of the people in here in my chat right now are not women. And the other thing is, this is a cultural thing from Japan. And I know we have some Asian viewers in here, but I don't think any of us are Japanese. Not saying that we can't understand or know any knowledge of the culture, but to experience that type of thing firsthand as a Japanese woman back in the 1960s, I don't know if any of us would have been able to comprehend the type of shit that they went through. I mean, we wouldn't in general because we're all men, but you know what I mean. If those that identify as men, I don't know what this thing is. He doesn't. He can't see. He just goes off of sound. I'm not too sure what her. Oh, I think I know what that means because these monsters only at beginning they only showed up in like the dream world or the Silent Hill like era, and they were just being guided by sound. It's kind of like it refers to how Hinako always kind of like looks down at her feet, or like how she was describing how like walking hand in hand with Fox Mask was like happiness, quote unquote, because all she had to do was just listen. That and the shackles obviously represent her being like, bound or tied to Fox Mask. Could be. Could be. Hold on. Um what can we say about this? Because this is probably yes, egg. I'm talking about the game, silly. What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm not too sure how I would describe this creature, this character, this monster. It's kind of similar to the ones from before, but now she just has blades on her legs. One of the more agile. This is probably the representation of when Hinako was like younger playing with her dolls. Because if you guys haven't seen this character move around, this character doesn't walk normally. This character moves in the form of playing hopscotch. So obviously, this is supposed to represent some sort of childlike thing. I think every monster has some sort of interpretation to them from Hinako. Because these sorts of monsters don't just appear. I feel like these sorts of monsters would appear differently for someone, say, Rinko, whose entire thing was jealousy. I don't think Rinko would see a bunch of childhood dolls that were made for girls because Rinko did exactly well because Rinko did play with the girls as opposed to Hinako who I don't want to say dejected the idea of playing with girls or playing girly things. It's just the other girls were just mean to her. So this monster specifically, whenever it's alone, it'll like fall down to the ground and like scream and cry really loud because it doesn't have anyone to play with. These are like they might not have any interpretations, but I still feel like these are all they have some sort of interpretation to them. Ooh, I like that one, Lumi. I like that one. But Rai's also right. There could not be any sort of interpretation to most of these. And like and so my thing with and so the reason why, and I think this will kind of hopefully this will solidify my reasoning on why there's interpretation to all of these is because some of the Dark Shrine monsters also appear in Fogtown. Some of the some of the monsters in Fogtown do not appear right away. Oh shit, we'll wait. We'll wait. We'll wait. We will wait. We will wait. We will wait. I want Rye to hear this. I want Rye to like I don't want for Rye to miss out on this, but that is how I feel about every monster so far for Hinako. Um, I'm not too sure which ending we are going. I don't because I know because I think I saw that there was like more than like two endings. Obviously, there's a good, a bad, and a true ending. Hmm. These things. Hmm. these things. Freedom. I loved Stray. Oh, Wolf, were you here when I was playing Stray? That was my favorite game ever. I went so crazy about that game. Oh my god. Okay, so right, here's the reason why I feel like most of these monsters do have an interpretation is like from the Dark Shrine anyway. Oh my god, Wolf, that is so sad. I really wish you were here when I was playing Stray. Dude, I lost my fucking marbles. I took so many screenshots. I took so many fucking screenshots. Oh my god. But here's the same monster. Okay? Right? Here's the same monster. Does the exact same thing, all this other good stuff. Yeah, that's a common Annapurna W right there. Yeah, it's common. Anna be winning. Annapurna, they be winning. I could play it again. It has been long enough. It has definitely been long enough. I think I played it like when it first came out, and I was like, what, 2023? But right, so this monster, we've seen this monster. This is from the Dark Shrine. This monster did not appear into Fogtown until after the Dark Shrine. So does that mean, at that point, does that mean that Hinako's psyche, we're gonna call it a psyche, Hinako's psyche is kind of like blending together with reality and what she and what like the Silent Hill world or like the era, the Fogtown. Oh, he played it in 2020. I didn't start streaming until 20. I didn't really start streaming until 2021. It might have been in 2021. Wait, are you are you talking about in Stray or in Silent Hill Egg? Oh, because we're talking about two different things in my brain right now. The Dark Shrine monsters are more about how she sees herself, like how she feels about becoming a mom, where the town monsters are strictly about other people. I you're not I can see that perspective. I can see that perspective. But I also can still I'm still leaning very much towards if she because if she is seeing herself like this, I feel like Hinako would have pictured herself. I feel like it wouldn't have been this grotesque. I don't know. I don't think there was any sort of hint within the notes. And this is could have been something that I probably have missed. We'll obviously we'll look into it a little more. But I don't think Hinako viewed herself in any of those things, but just from how other women like have been going. Okay. Okay. Um right now, but how she'd feel becoming a mom or maybe just motherhood in general. I can see that. No, I can see that. And that part right there, it's that part right there that I think that they both have like the Dark Shrine and Fogtown monsters, they both do play a part because Hinako has to have experienced these things or have seen these things from other people in town in order to have manifested this sort of creature. So even though she doesn't see herself like that right now, that's I still feel like she has seen other women go through this sort of thing or have heard about it who go through this sort of thing, who put up with this torture and all this other good stuff. And this is what